Well, howdy folks. This is Tom Lowe, the developer of Free Flight Experience, and today I'm going to give you a little introduction to the new competition module. We're going to go do a little flight at Wilotree. We had a really good day at Wilotree, as I understand, a few days ago on February 14th. And so I've gone ahead and I've put the sounding in for that day. So we should have a pretty good, pretty comparable weather as we had on that day. And I know that there were some records that fell. So once we accept the disclaimer, we are going to be transported to a street side cafe where we are able to pick the site that we want to fly. I'm just going to scroll down here for Paradise, which is the same as Wilotree, which I think is the same as Quest. It's changed hands a bit. Good. All right. Okay, here we go. We are at Wilotree, and it's 13:31, so 1:31 in the afternoon. Looks like it's going to be a really good day. We're going to go ahead and set up some competitors to fly with. We're going to put 20 competitors in the air with us. The lowest ones will be about 400 meters high. The highest ones will be 675 meters. So as soon as I click this, up in the air will be our other pilots. Put on a little VG. And, go back up. Holding onto the hoses, giving myself 20-30% VG. Slack is taken up in the line. Tow plane's ready. Here we go. Nice and smooth down here with this low altitude inversion. Hopefully there'll be some thermals that are breaking through that inversion not too long. We're 34 degrees here at this altitude right now. 33 degrees now, so it is slightly cooler as we climb. 32 degrees. Expecting a high of 70 degrees this afternoon, which is going to make for some grades. So these clouds are building pretty quickly. Up to 800 feet now, we're climbing at 750 feet a minute. Up to about 1,500 feet before I release. 1,200. And 1,600 feet. Let's cut loose here. Let's see where the other pilots are. Oh, they're all actually higher than I should have gone a bit higher, I think. But let me head back toward the field. looking for pilots that are starting to circle, giving me some indication. Thermals are starting to pop off. So far, everybody just seems to be searching. If I don't see any pilots circling, I'm going to start looking for red-tailed hawks as well. They're a pretty good indicator of where I can find thermal to work. Some shadows, so it's going to keep things cool for a little while. The beginnings of a gaggle forming here. Not sure. Nothing yet. Behind me, now it appears. I'm not the lowest glider anymore, but I'm down to 900 feet now. Looking for some signs. Now, I could make the thermals visible for a moment, like that, and notice that really there isn't much coming up. There's a few thermals that have broken through the inversion, but a lot of them are stuck down there, stuck down low. I really want to get up here, so some of these will actually get enough energy to start climbing. That one looks like it's broken loose now. So that one might be my ticket up. Would sure be nice if we could see thermals like this in real life, huh? So I'm going to just come in here kind of tangentially. Should start to get some lift here. Feel that right wing lifting. Turn the VG all the way off. Let's just bring it around. I'm going to turn the helpers off for a bit because I don't really need to see that anymore. Now that I've got my climb started. Being joined by a light speed. Good spot. Steepen it up a bit. 1,500 feet. What's he doing? I'm nicely centered, so I'm just going to keep circling the same circle. Hopefully he's not going to push me out of that. Look at that. Wow. One little mistake can cost you hundreds of feet. Feels like I'm punching right through the core sometimes. I left that light speed in the dust though. Averaging 500 feet a minute on the climbs. That's better. Trying to get more centered on this thermal and not keep punching right through the middle of it, which kind of feels like I'm doing. All right, well, 2,800 is getting pretty good. I've got, it's 1443 right now. Sorry, 1344. So we've got about 15 minutes now till the window opens. Trying to see where all the other pilots are. I'm up here all alone. A few folks have drifted out of the circle downwind. We're going to be heading toward turn point S6 once the window opens. So those guys have all got a long ways to climb upwind. So 8 more minutes. And we have a red-tailed friend up here with us at 3,800 feet. This is a nice, strong lift. 4,300 feet. We actually have enough altitude at this point to actually fly the entire triangle without having to stop in thermal. And that's indicated by the green arrow on the left side of the area display. Six more minutes to go. And we just got joined by another glider. It's nice to see. Is he really turning the wrong way? Feels like that thermal just kind of fell apart anyway at 4,800. Yep, and he's leaving. Hawks are still circling. Let's see if they're into something. Looks like a U-2. Yep. I am. What a spectacular day. Almost 5,000 feet. For other competitors. It appears that they're all downwind and outside of the start circle. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, only 10 people left in the air. It looks like a bunch of the folks have already gone in and landed. But in 3 minutes, all of those folks ought to turn toward the exit point of the start circle and head out on course. So, now, until the start window opens at 1400. It's 13:59 and 30 seconds. So I'm going to maneuver myself here so that that arrow on the upper left corner is pointing straight up. That means that I will be heading for the optimal spot to exit the start cylinder. Just like that. Fairly strong wind from the right. Gate is now open. Not sure if any of the other folks are going to be able to make it or not. So that flight computer display tells me exactly what I need to do to follow the most efficient course around the 3 turn points. We're at 3,900 feet. It's going to take a 10.2 to 1 glide to get around the entire course. That's the glide to the finish line. We're currently getting just a little bit, well, that's about what we're getting right now in terms of glide. $11 to 1. So we're fighting a bit of a headwind. And we're about to leave the start circle. I wish there were some other pilots up here with me. Okay, that's it. We're out of the start circle, and we're now heading toward the first turn point. A little bit left. Straighten out about like that. Just about perfect right there. So I'm flying at 27. I should speed up just a touch, more like less glide speed. Smooth up here. Not a lot of thermals making it all the way up to 3,400. You can take a peek around and see if any of them are. We're about to enter into the cylinder. You can see that there on the screen. Boom, that's the turn point. And turning now toward the second turn point. Just about like that. Not getting any cloud suck though either. So I'm going to pause for a second and let's look and see if any of the other pilots are on their way. People look pretty low, but maybe they're going to start climbing up. They've worked their way to the, I guess this is the south side of the cylinder. So they've worked their way out of the downwind edge. And I believe that down here we see a few guys starting to circle. around each of them has a thermal to climb in. So I can actually go down there with them if we want. Why don't we try that? I mean, this isn't a real contest. We're going to go to site tour mode. I'm going to turn myself to the left and come over here where the other pilots are. Let's see what's going on. If I put myself right here, jump in the glider, I can just join these other two wings. Try to get positioned in the thermal. Pretty close to be thermaling with another glider, but this is pretty smooth air. I'm just going to hang in here like this and try to hold this circle. And go a little bit wider if I'm catching up with him. Looks like they both just bailed out of the thermal. That was a big mistake. Heading out on task, flying toward that next waypoint. Now what are they doing? Bucking some serious wind at this altitude. Looks like there's 4 gliders down low, starting to circle. a boomer. Okay, I'm going to get ready to take off the VG. That guy's really climbing. Whew. Hang on, here we go. God, I can't believe it. It's gone. A couple of guys are going to be landing down there just outside. This has become a really hard day. two hawks over here. Pretty shaded out. So it's too late. Pretty light, almost zero. Bluetooth's off, harness is unzipped. A little long.